Most of you guys have probably seen one of my videos where I take my subscribers' fingerboards and rate them in a video. Now, I've made 9 different parts to that series, and I've also made 2 different parts to this series where I rate your guys' fingerboard clips. But today, I'll be doing something a little bit different, and it involves fingerboard obstacles. Now, it wouldn't really be that cool if I just rated your guys' fingerboard obstacles, because I have 2 other series that do the exact same thing. So today, we have a brand new series, roasting my subscribers' fingerboard obstacles. What is up, everybody? Like I said probably about 10 seconds ago, you guys have probably seen some of my other videos where I do something very similar to this, except now I get to roast them. This is just gonna be so much fun now. I've been wanting to roast your guys' fingerboard setups, parks, whatever, for so long now, and now I get to actually do it. Nobody knows that I'm about to roast their obstacles, but we're still gonna do it anyway. So let's begin. For the very first setup, we have actually a not too bad A-frame. Now, compared to some of the other obstacles you guys are about to see, this one actually isn't that bad. You do have duct tape taping it to the table, but we'll let that slide for now. It also looks like the whole thing's made out of cardboard, and usually put some like paper over top with like some color print on it. It feels like I need to end these off by rating them. So how about for this video I actually do kind of roast them and rate them. Roasting and rating my subscribers' fingerboards all in the same video. Part 1. I don't know how many more parts we'll do, but part 1 for right now. Okay, I'll give this about a 6 out of 10. Okay, the second setup we have here is a little more of like a park, I guess. We have a ledge in that corner, a little bit of a kicker over some plants. We got the quarter made out of a Nike box. Still duct tape holding everything together, but I'll give this a 4 out of 10. And I don't really know what to roast about all these. Other than that wooden kicker just being made out of popsicle sticks, that actually isn't too bad of a setup. Still a 4 out of 10. Okay, here we have just a plain fingerboard rail. It looks like it's made out of a pencil or something, and I don't even know why there's like tape wrapping around like the eraser part of it. It almost looks like you made it with like silicone or something, or maybe that's just like really white hot glue. It's not that difficult to get the hot glue a little bit cleaner around the outside. Please, just like a little bit cleaner. Still looks pretty sturdy, so I'm gonna give it a 10 out of 10. It's just way too clean. Here we have actually a pretty decent fingerboard picnic table. It's still made out of popsicle sticks, but the scale of it actually does look pretty good, so there's honestly nothing to roast about this. I mean, maybe you could have like cut the edges off and maybe it would look a little cleaner, and maybe it would also look like you didn't just use popsicle sticks, but I'll give this an 8 out of 10. Here we have the classic cardboard quarter pipe. I've never understood why people use duct tape for literally everything. Like, I mean, duct tape isn't that bad, but like hot glue is just so much cleaner and also just works a lot better as well. It also feels a lot smoother if it's like all cardboard and not like little patches of duct tape, or else it just has like a different texture to it. I'll give this one a 3 out of 10, but it's definitely still half pipe. Okay, here we have something, I don't know whether you made it or bought it, but either way, that is actually really clean. I want a laser so bad so I can make stuff like this. Like, I'm just trying to imagine all the things that I can make with a laser. I'll give this probably a 7 out of 10 just because the scale of it is a little short. I mean, if that's what you're going for, that is fine, but I prefer like a little bit longer so you can actually get some like combos done on stuff. So 7 out of 10. All right, number 7 is such a long image that I have to be way over here. This is like an entire fingerboard park you have going on here. Everything about this also looks DIY as well, which is actually really impressive. We got the picnic table, we got kickers. I'm trying to figure out what I could roast on this, but there's actually nothing I can even roast. Solid 10 out of 10 on this one. This is actually by the same person, but this is just the rail that they had in that picture. Like, honestly, respect for this. Like, this is actually pretty clean stuff. Just this ledge and rail alone is like a solid 8.2 out of 10. I wish the same could be said for whatever this is trying to be. Like, what are those end pieces even for? Do those round Lego pieces on the end even do anything? It'd be like trying to fingerboard, but like with something on the end. Please just make it like straight like that, not like bowing in the middle and like with like something on the outside. So I'll give this one, like, this just has to be a -1 out of 10. Like, I don't even know how you could even use this. Here we have a full-on cardboard fingerboard part going on. Again, what is with the duct tape for like literally everything? I'm trying to look around. I actually don't know whether I've made fingerboard obstacles with duct tape or not. That'd be embarrassing if I have.
3 days later.
I'm not really seeing any, but that is probably just because it's just cringe to use duct tape. But honestly, this is a pretty solid fingerboard part considering this is all made out of cardboard, and you definitely spent some time working on this as well. I'll give this a 7 out of 10. Okay, finally one without duct tape. This actually does look pretty solid. You could get cleaner with the hot glue. You can actually like put the hot glue gun like in between each piece like that and put like a bead of glue across like that, and that can make it look a lot cleaner, and it also makes it stronger as well, so why wouldn't you want to do that? There are some pretty good lines you could get with this, but I'll still probably just give this one a 6.5 out of 10. Here, I don't know what to say about this one, honestly. I know that putting paper on like the quarter, like with the foam board and stuff, I know it's not like the easiest thing to do, but to be fair, I made this like thing out of paper when I was like 11, so I don't really know. But in this case, like, why? 1 out of 10 for this one. Here we actually have a super solid cardboard setup. This reminds me so much of the undialed fingerboard park. Has that same like multi-level theme to it with like lots of color and stuff, which I actually really like. Just because you actually could get lines on this. Wait, as I just noticed, there's like a whole other obstacle hanging on the wall. Because this one actually does look pretty good, there's actually not like a whole lot I can even roast on this one. So I'll give this one a 9 out of 10. Here, we just got a fingerboard that's like, it's a DIY fingerboard. I don't know if you could tell or not, but like, you submitted this in the wrong channel, buddy. Now, I have your username on the screen right now, and I could ban you just for using the wrong channel, but I'll let it slide for right now. The only reason I would ban you is because this setup is just too fire. 9,233 out of 10. So here we actually have somebody who is working on a cement fingerboard park, and this actually does look really good. Until you see what it looks like after it has cement on it. It's not that bad, but it could be better. Like just the little things like working the cement a little bit cleaner in certain spots to get it a little more smooth. Like it's just a little bit extra time that makes it a lot better. Also that one straight down yellow part on the right hand side of it, like the masking job on that, like that kind of did not work. It's like the wall ends here, but there's still paint like on the bottom. Like, I'll give this probably a 5 out of 10 because like you honestly could still fingerboard on this, but it would definitely be a little rough. Now, right at first when you see this obstacle, it looks super rough and it looks like you couldn't even fingerboard on it. Until you look closer, and this actually doesn't look all that bad. Right when you see it, it doesn't look that good, but just look at how smooth the surface is. Like you could actually probably have a pretty good session with this. Obviously, you could still fix a lot about this, like pieces are overhanging in different lengths and not even, and you still use duct tape to secure it to the table. But I'll give this a 6 out of 10. Here we have like a cement kind of half pipe, one of the ones with like quarter on each side flat. I guess I just explained it. This just looks so rough though. I hate to be the guy, but you could make it smoother in my opinion. So I'll give this probably a 3 out of 10 because that does look really rough. Okay, this whole setup actually looks super clean. We have the stair set on one side and you could also have a really nice rail going down that. You also have like a bank into the second dresser, which is pretty cool. A nice little fingerboard shack with like fingerboards in it. Like I actually love how this looks. The only thing I'm noticing are the stairs are a little uneven, so they could be a little more even. Still 9 out of 10 for this one. Okay, I think for this one, I'll be doing a little more roasting than rating. Just, there is so many things about this that is just so cursed. First of all, why styrofoam? Like, I just want to ask, why that foam has to be there? Does that make any sense what I said? Why that foam has to be there? Maybe a little bit. Okay, but like pencils for a rail, at that point it's actually just cheaper to go to your dollar store and buy some like actually good looking dowel. And then it looks like smooth and it actually could probably function a lot better. And you obviously had scissors or knives to be able to cut the cardboard, but why didn't you just cut that foam? 0.5 out of 10. Now here we have an even worse looking stair set. What did you use for this? Like CNC machine? Like, it just looks so janky. It's not even that clean. Okay, but for real though, like this is actually super clean. Not only clean, but like this is just perfect. Right when I saw this, I thought maybe I could like roast something about it, but like there's actually nothing I can even roast about this. Actually, one thing I just noticed. On the bricks on the side, there is one sticker that is like floating off. But hey, that is cosmetic, so it doesn't really count. This is an instant 10 out of 10. Here we have another entire fingerboard park, and this actually brings back a lot of memories. I remember I was actually probably about 5 or 6, and I made a park that looked almost identical to this. Mainly with that round bowl, I used like plastic from something. I even forget what it was, but it was like clear plastic from like the grocery store. I just like fused it together with hot glue, and it actually looked like so similar to this. At that point I wasn't fingerboarding, but I was using like a little dirt bike with it or something. But still, gotta respect the DIY builds like this. I'll give this a 6.5 out of 10. Here we have the sand setup. Like you can't beat the sand setup. I feel like this person just wanted to fingerboard at the beach, but they were like, I don't have anything to fingerboard on at the beach. So they literally just turned the beach into a fingerboard park. Think harder, not smarter. Okay, but actually, I'll give this one a 7 out of 10 because that is actually pretty cool. Okay, here we have like the definition of sketchy. Why is one end like this long and the other is like this? That's about my only question about this, but I'll give this one a 7 out of 10 because you can definitely still have a pretty good session on this. Here we have a pretty basic ledge, but it's honestly pretty clean. There's nothing really wrong with this ledge. I'll give this an 8. Like, this is actually pretty solid. Here we have a rail. I think this might be like Teak Tuning who actually makes these, but this is under the DIY obstacle section. Wait, actually looking at this, there is like a lot of glue seeping out of one part, so maybe that you actually did make this. If you did make this, that is actually pretty clean. Here we have, I guess, a DIY park. I wouldn't say these are like DIY made because these are just like tech deck obstacles. You have the Teak Tuning transition tape to kind of like make it a little bit better. It's basically like fancy duct tape. You have the nice LC board sticker on there. Good job. You actually could session this pretty well, so I'll give this an 8.1 out of 10. Here we have just the most sketchy looking picnic table I've ever seen. There's like glue seeping out on every side. I don't even know what those like round sticks are for on top because they would actually really not do that much. The whole thing is only 2 popsicle sticks wide and also green out of all colors. Like, why? It would actually look so much better if it was just like raw wood. And why is there like a piece of tape on one corner? Just why? Had to do a kickflip just to calm myself. Okay, I'll give this one a 2 out of 10 because you honestly could still use this and it would be decent-ish, I guess, but yeah, 2 out of 10. Okay, this does not look DIY, but I've never seen a kicker that small before. He has his fingerboard in comparison and it's like only this long. Maybe I'd actually feel cool being that small because then it's like, it almost does the ollie for you and you can just focus on the trick. I'll give this a 1 out of 10 because it's not technically a DIY obstacle. Here, like, this is obviously your fingerboard obstacle and like it's obviously really DIY, like you can see like the dirt and stuff on it. I don't really think you can like buy ramps like this anymore, but like, still a really nice ramp. There's like a person standing on the top for comparison, but like other than that, like it looks like kind of small though. 4 out of 10, like pretty solid though. Here we have a Lego ledge. This doesn't really look too bad other than nothing matches about it. Come on, do better, make it match. So you can still have a session on this, I guess, so I'll give this a 4 out of 10. About the only reason I selected this other than that it's like a really poorly taken photo. I've actually never seen somebody make a Lego jersey barrier like this. Like this actually does look pretty solid other than you didn't use all the same color. I mean, I guess I didn't when I made my Lego fingerboard obstacle. Still, that's pretty solid, 6 out of 10. Okay, guys, listen to me here. Jenga blocks. You can buy them at the dollar store. They come in like a big package. I don't know how many Jenga blocks are in like each package, but they are cheap. Like $2 for a bunch of these little wooden blocks, and you can glue them together. You can like screw them together. You can do whatever you want with them. These actually make some of the greatest DIY obstacles out there. Like, I swear, this looks really expensive, but this was literally probably like 15 cents in Jenga blocks. This is an easy 10 out of 10. Here we have some what looks to be cement obstacles. It almost looks like a long pallet on the left-hand side made out of wood, but other than that, these are pretty decent. I really want to get making like realistic fingerboard obstacles and stuff with like a lot of detail to them. These actually do have like a really nice kind of realistic look to them. You can even go over it with like an airbrush or something. That would get like a lot more detail involved. Quality of photo, 2 out of 10. Quality of obstacle, probably about a 5 out of 10. It's so hard to say out of 10 for some reason. It's like 5 out of 10, 9 out of 10. Now for the final obstacle, we have a Lego rail. But let's just go over how clean this actually is. First of all, are you able to actually use it? Check mark. Does it look solid? It actually does. Does it look good? Yes. Do the colors match? Yes. In terms of Lego ramps, this is a 10 out of 10. I survived. Some of those were so cursed. Let me know if you guys think I should continue this series or just leave it. Like, I'm fine either way. If you want me to roast one of your DIY obstacles in the future, the Discord is in the description down below. Also, if you really want me to use one of your obstacles, smash a like on this video. Like, I've heard it helps. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it so much. And also leave a comment down below what you think about this series and if I should continue it in the future. That is it for this video, everyone. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in my next video.